Let's talk about Brainiac. Y'all know about Brainiac? Chat, you guys know about Brainiac? Hello? Anybody? Brainiac? Anybody? So this is kind of cool, man. So yesterday, there was a hour-long documentary all about Superman and the making of Superman. I think it was literally called Superman 2025 Adventures in the Making of Superman from Warner Bros. Entertainment. And somehow some people got a hold of this link. It was unlisted yesterday. I think it's going to release maybe officially today or whatever. It's a documentary. It's an hour-long documentary about making the freaking Superman movie, okay? Now, this right here, what you're looking at on the screen right now, this is from this documentary. And it is showing some either storyboard or comic book panel for some kind of inspiration or some shit. It is showing something here with Supergirl, Superman, Kryptos, and then here, I'll move my camera out of the way so you can see fucking Brainiac underneath me right there. It's Brainiac. That's Brainiac. That's Brainiac. That is Brainiac. Okay, now there is something kind of weird about this, and it also appears to be a shot of somebody holding a comic book panel, like an actual comic book page. So what the fuck is this? Like, somebody's got canon comic in the movie? Like, what is this? I don't know what this is. But it has certainly sparked a lot of conversation, okay? And here's the thing. This is not just them, like, having Brainiac in this thing. There's actually more to it. Do you recall, chat, that just a couple of weeks ago, Humberto Gonzalez and some other insiders all started randomly posting Brainiac? Y'all remember this? Do you guys remember? Whole bunch of people started just randomly posting Brainiac, dude. And it's like, what the fuck was that? A lot of people thought, oh shit, Brainiac might well be the big bad of the whole DCU and what they're cooking, right? So, a whole bunch of people talking about Brainiac, thinking about Brainiac. So, let's quickly just, for those of you that don't know, like, who is this Brainiac guy? Let me pull up some images of Brainiac for you and kind of explain it. So, Brainiac is an alien, and he is something like an ancient... He's actually very similar to Galactus, in the sense that he's like, you know, something like a universal constant. He's this ancient being, and there are different versions of Brainiac. So originally, Brainiac is kind of like a passive observer. He's just doing his thing, capturing cities, capturing things from planet, and he's just trying to build up a big library. He's actually like, for your Warhammer fans out there, he's a lot like Trazrin, the Infinite, the guy that has the big zoo of all the collection and all that shit. So definitely a collector of sorts. And in the original version of comics, he's sort of passive. He doesn't really do too much. Now, later on, he becomes a person that takes a city from Krypton before Krypton is even destroyed. So I think in 2008, there was a story written by Jeff Johns called Superman Brainiac, and it recontextualizes Brainiac, and I believe it retcons it so that Brainiac takes the city of Condor before Krypton explodes. It actually shows that Kara witnesses this. So Supergirl witnesses Brainiac literally taking this whole fucking city and leaving. And I think there were even some retcons that kind of made it so Brainiac is somewhat responsible for Krypton exploding. He either puts like some virus into their computers, or he knew that they were going to explode and he holds the knowledge from them and doesn't like tell them and anything like that or whatever. So there's like, you know, like everything in comics, checkered past, retcons, changes or whatever. But Brainiac super fucking powerful, incredibly smart, something like a version of Galactus, but a little bit more like physically active and actually can get into a brawl with the Kryptonians. Brainiac is a really cool character. Now, here's the thing. Brainiac, I think specifically for what Gunn is cooking in the DCU, could be perfect. And part of why is because of this retcon to the Kryptonians. Okay, so maybe it was just Clark's parents. Maybe it was more of Krypton. But the Kryptonians seem to be, let's say, a little less chill, right? They seem to want to maybe conquer worlds. It's not so explicit in Superman that you're like, oh my God, like, dude, they were, like, the Kryptonians are bad. They're like the Saiyans, or they're like the Viltrumites or whatever. That's not what it is. It's kind of vague. We don't know if maybe this is just they thought of humans as cattle and they just didn't respect us, and so it's not like they were being malicious, but that's just what they are. However, it's also possible that the Kryptonians are real bad news. And maybe even bioengineered by Brainiac, or maybe some ancient historical thing with Brainiac pushed the Kryptonians to be this way. Maybe the Kryptonians and Brainiac and maybe his old race have some history. There's all sorts of stuff they could do with Brainiac in the DCU to sort of adjust him, change him a little bit. I think because they want to do Kara next, they're going to do Supergirl, and then they want to do, they want to do more stuff. Like they said, I think Gunn called it a super family film. Well, you think about super family shit, bruh. You got these characters all together. That's the super family right there. You know what I mean? Like, that's Kara, that's Clark, that's Krypto, and that's Brainiac. So, are they going to maybe explore the relationship between Brainiac and Kara in Supergirl, and then tease Brainiac as the big bad for the next Superman super family thing? And does it specifically have to do with the, Kryptonian, the dark evil Kryptonian retcon? These are fascinating questions. So, look, I think, guys, like, who's to say for sure what this image is? It was just one thing they caught in a huge hour-long documentary. By the way, there will be even more stuff when Superman comes out on digital and then on a Blu-ray and shit. There'll be special presentations, special features. People will probably, go over it all with a fine-tooth comb and maybe find more evidence of Brainiac. We'll see. But to me, there were old rumors of Brainiac. You have all the scoopers, and then you had Humberto Gonzalez being like, Brainiac a couple of weeks ago, out of nowhere. You've got this image here. You have the comic book history, the relationship to Kara. Brainiac, by the way, not in Woman of Tomorrow. Not a part of the Woman of Tomorrow run. But enough of a part of the history of Kara. And again, I think in that 2008 Jeff Johns run, I think they retcon it so that Kara literally witnesses Brainiac take that planet, right? So that could be part of like her trauma, her PTSD, why she drinks, why she's kind of fucked up or whatever. So, hey, interesting pieces being pulled together here. I wonder what you guys think. Are you excited about a potential Brainiac big bad for the DCU? What do you think, man? What do you think? Super Family seems like a plan B because Brave and the Bold isn't working out like Gunn originally planned. It could be. Could be. I mean, that's kind of a bummer because I love Batman and I want the DCU Batman, frankly, But at the same time, Matt Reeves has earned the right to at least do this next film. And I think Gunn wants to kind of back off, give him space. So, yeah. Yeah. Lobo will probably be a creme substitute. You think so? I think Lobo will be more antagonistic in this film. Maybe there just will be that character, right? So in that run, from what I understand, there's like this other alien girl that's looking for her dad, and it's like this big quest to find her dad throughout the galaxy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll just get a character that is creme in the movie. Hey, Josh, I was praying for you, the family, and Leia's health. Glad Leia is doing better. Thank you for the prayers. She's doing better, man. I think she gets her stitches out tomorrow. She's been taking her meds. She's in so much better spirits. And it seems like she's made pretty much a full recovery, which is great. So, thank you. I wanted DC Batman until I saw Gunn's Superman. Oh, no! But I don't think Gunn is going to do Batman. You know? I think somebody else will handle Batman. Like writer, director. Somebody kills her dad and she's hunting down his killer. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. That's what it is? Cool. I got to read it. I will read it. I will read it. Maybe Lobo is the first bounty hunter the girl hires to kill Krem. Yeah, maybe. Maybe Lobo's the one that killed the dad, huh? Love your channel, Josh. Keep up the great work. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any other questions about Brainiac? Any other thoughts here? You think they should tease it in the Supergirl movie? This is kind of weird, right? Like, what do you make of this? There's an actual comic strip that people are looking at here. You know what's kind of fucking crazy about this? I'm going to say something absolutely wild. Does any of you DC heads, you guys know where I'm going with this? Do any of you DC heads know why there would be a shot of a character reading a comic book of this scene in a DC movie? Anybody? Come on, somebody has to know. One of you DC heads has to know where I'm going with this. So, in Earth Prime. Hey, Laugh Entertainment's got it. Let's go, my man. Now, that's a DC fan. In Earth Prime, all of the actual superheroes are like they are to us. They are in the comics and the movies and shit like that. And so Superboy Prime grows up not having powers at all, and instead is just worshiping and following along with the actual DC heroes from the comic books. Okay? And he actually ends up getting this whole impression of them that they should be like super heroic and like really great. And then all of a sudden he gets all those powers. Okay? And then he sees the actual DC universe, like Earth 1, and they suck. They like don't live up to his expectation because he'd been reading them his whole life and shit like that. And then he's like, well, fuck these heroes then. I mean, I'm sort of, paraphrasing or whatever. But this is pretty interesting. Everybody's focused on the Brainiac of it all. This could actually be our first tease of Superboy Prime. Superboy rocks, but it's way too early. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea how they would introduce him. I'm just saying, like, that's what I think we're looking at here. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Isn't that crazy? Do you guys think I'm crazy? Too early? Maybe. He just returned in the comics? Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. I think that would be wild, bro. Talk about swinging for the fences. That would be fucking crazy. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Him and the Anti-Monitor. Well, you know what's funny about that too, Laugh Entertainments? I think they've teased the Anti-Monitor as well. Because all of this like space in between universes, and then there's that, what do they call it? The anti-neutron river or whatever. Like, dude, there's some teases of the Anti-Monitor, I think, already starting. So maybe they're setting it all up. So what if the Super Family movie is, Superman and Kara and Krypto versus Brainiac. And then in a post-credit scene, we see Superboy Prime reading a comic book that's going over this whole story. And that's it. And we're just like, bro, what the fuck? That would be so cool. Anti-proton? Okay, interesting. Yeah. Dude, I think they're cooking, man. I'm excited for the future with Gunn. I'm a little like Supergirl, you better nail that shit. Clayface, what the fuck are we doing? But the Super Family movie, Brainiac, like some of the stuff they're cooking, seems really cool. I couldn't possibly get into Peacemaker, but, maybe it'll build up some cool shit and you guys will tell me and it'll be fun to speculate about. But, yeah, dude, DC, they have some gas in the tank, man. What if Superboy shows up in Peacemaker? I will watch Peacemaker. If Superboy Prime is in Peacemaker, I will watch it. Fuck it. I'll catch up. I'll watch season 1. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. But if he does, let me know. Let me know and I'll become a gunhead. I'll become a James Gunn fan if he does that. Hey, thanks, brother. Yeah, let me know about a Peacemaker. I would appreciate that. Wait, what? The director's commentary, the gag reel, and the deleted scenes will not be in the physical release? What? Are they only in the digital release that comes out on Friday? That is weird. I don't like that.